Elon Musk, Donald Trump rubber stamp.
So let's talk a little bit about the nature of this race. First of all, it's worth noting for everybody, technically it's a nonpartisan race, but, as you're referring to them as the Democrat and Republican candidate, and I think that's fair enough because there's a liberal candidate, there's a conservative candidate. Musk is all in behind this conservative candidate. Help us understand, why this particular Supreme Court race is so important to him, because he has put himself at the center of this race. My understanding, you can correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of the ads that are being run on the Democratic or liberal side are about Elon Musk. So what is it that has made him so interested in this particular Supreme Court seat in Wisconsin?
I think it's three reasons that kind of fell like dominoes. First, his company, Tesla, is suing Wisconsin about car dealership laws so he can sell Teslas directly to people in the state. So he would personally benefit from buying our state Supreme Court, just as he's personally benefiting from running the federal government and giving himself giant contracts. So there's personal self-financial interest here. The second thing is the thing he talks about all the time, which is that he wants to lock in the Wisconsin congressional gerrymander. He said in his town hall that this will determine control of the House of Representatives in the United States, and that will determine the future of the Trump agenda, and that will determine the future of Western civilization. That's how he put it. Wisconsin has hyper-gerrymandered congressional maps. 6 of the 8 congressional seats are in Republican hands, and he wants to make sure there's no review of whether that gerrymander is constitutional. There's no lawsuit on the books about this now, but he wants to lock in a gerrymander that guarantees Republican control. So that is his stated reason, which itself is pretty repellent. There's a third dimension here now, too, which is that he's put his face on this race. So this is now a referendum on whether Elon Musk should be able to waltz into any election and buy the outcome, buy someone who's corrupt and dedicated to doing whatever he wants. If Musk succeeds, then every ambitious MAGA politician will be doing everything they can to kiss up to Elon Musk, and he will flood the zone in every local election across the country, as he's apparently musing about doing. If Susan Crawford wins, then we demonstrate that he does not have the power that he wants everyone to think that he has politically, and people might start really standing up to him. So he has his own political power at stake in this fight as well.
Ben, I know you were involved in the DNC race. I'm curious for your view generally of campaign finance. From what I see, we've got Reid Hoffman, a couple of billionaires, George Soros, as well as J.B. Pritzker, who are involved on the Democratic side for the candidate you're voicing support for here. So how do you reconcile some of this billionaire talk with some of the billionaire intervention on the Democratic side as well?
Well, it's pretty simple. It is in our party's platform that we believe in campaign finance reform. We should go back to public financing of judicial elections in Wisconsin. We should overturn Citizens United. We don't believe in unilateral disarmament, so we're going to fight with everything we've got to elect people to office, especially the offices that can pass laws to change our campaign finance laws. What we cannot allow is a situation where the richest person in the world tramples in and, by bringing overwhelming financial force to bear, just buys whatever outcome he wants. And we're very clear at the Democratic Party of Wisconsin that plank in our platform is not for sale. We're going to try to change these laws if folks are elected who share these values. And on the Republican side, they are, on one hand, changing the laws to allow floods of money, and on the other hand, just doing giant favors for whoever it is that pays the piper. And that to me is a system of corruption that should end.
Ben, one thing I wanted to get your sort of read on as well is really, I think for the first time I've certainly seen, you have Democratic base voters who are very upset with Democratic leaders. Democratic leadership in Washington is underwater with the Democratic base, and it's for a really simple reason. They feel like they're not doing enough to stand up to Trump and to stand up to Elon Musk. So what are you hearing in Wisconsin from the just sort of normie Democrat rank and file? And what would your advice be to that leadership in Washington of how they can more effectively fight back against an agenda that, much of the country opposes?
It comes up all the time across the state. People want to fight back. They're crying out. They're pulling their hair out. They feel like they're being punched in the face every day by Musk and Trump, and they want to punch back. And what we're trying to do in Wisconsin is show what that looks like. Susan Crawford is in a Susan versus Goliath battle against the world's richest man. She says on the stump she'll tell her story as a prosecutor, as a judge, as someone who defended Planned Parenthood in the case Planned Parenthood versus Brad Schimmel. And then she'll say, and now let me tell you about my opponent, Elon Musk. And the room will light up. And my hope is that when they see how Susan Crawford has succeeded in defeating Musk, Trump, and Brad Schimmel, that will energize Democrats everywhere to fight back. I think, across the country, Democrats should communicate everywhere all the time. They should be on offense, and they should link what Musk and Trump are doing to the harm that it causes in people's lives, to the workers who are laid off, to the people, in cancer clinical trials that are suddenly shut down, who have no hope for a cure, to the folks receiving Social Security who can't get their calls returned when they have an emergency or the payment's not coming through. This is stuff that really matters to people, and Democrats should not be scared of their shadow. We should be going in with both fists to make sure that people can see not just how bad the Republicans are, but that Democrats stand for something, will fight for something, will fight for a country that works for working people, not just far-right billionaires, and will fight for a democracy.
Well, I appreciate your commitment to the bit, Ben, and I appreciate your analysis here. We'll see if you guys prevail.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Ben.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.